Good morning, students. Today our topic is Python programming, and this is Python programming part 14. In this lecture, we are going to discuss some data types used in Python programming. In our previous lecture, we discussed few of them, and in this lecture, we will discuss some data types used in Python programming. So let's start. First of all, to implement the different types of operation on different types of data, you must have a good knowledge of different types of data types. So just start Python programming. There is a version Python 3.3 here, ideally integrated development language environment, and then we can see that interactive mode here, and go to new file to open in script mode, and there is a script mode here. You can type data in script mode. So there is some programs or there is some content already written here, so I just make copy paste operations. But there's a there may be certain problem when you make copy and paste operation, because in Python programming there is a great use of indentation, and when we make a wrong, or we can say that extra space in Python programming, then this makes a mistake in our Python program. Here you can see that there is a string hello world. A string is already discussed in our previous lecture, and there are some operations uh, which will be discussed in this lecture. A string, for a string there is a string can be represented by a str, and there is a string hello world. So without str, if you declare a string for a variable, then that variable is initialized by a string here. So hello world b is stored in variable b, or hello world is assigned to b. That is the correct statement. In our previous lecture, we already discussed indexing of a string. As we know that index position of strings start with 0, so h is at 0 position, e is at 1 position number 1, and l then 2, and then second l is at 3, and then o at 4, then comma is in 5, and space is also considered as a character, and up to so on. But there is a concept of negative indexing also. And what is the concept of negative indexing? We make, or we write from left to right, and starts with -1, and then -2, and then -3, and then -4. That is a negative indexing also. So you can use both positive and negative indexing for arrays, for string slice. And there is a string slice here. Start from position -5 and then goes to -2, and always remember that last value is not involved. So all the values just before the last values are involved in data slicing. So in this case, actually we can see that -2 is there, so we can take character position up to position here -2 plus 1. -2 is a d, so we can take data from up to -2, -1, then l, up to l. Let us see what happens when we execute this program. Here one thing, w is at minus, okay, just copy it and make a paste operation, and then execute it, then press ok operation, save the program here, give name if name is already exist file, then overwritten operation is there, save the work, and you can see that ORL. ORL is the answer. So what is the answer? ORL. ORL is the answer. And why ORL is the answer? Because we can see that here output is ORL. At position -5, O is there. At position -4, R is there. And at position -3, L is there. And we don't include -2. Before all elements comes at that position -2, so -2 is not involved in it, and before -2, -3, -4 and -5 are there. So the characters at position -5, -4 and -3 will be selected, and we can see that O is at position -5, R is at position -4, and L is at position -3. And slicing is goes up to -2, which is not included. That is the rule of array slicing. The last element is not included. Before the last element, all elements will be included if we give a array slicing in this manner. And next our topic is, I think now all of you are very aware of this concept. Always remember that when you provide a array slicing to a Python, when you provide a slicing to a string in Python programming language, then it start always from first element. It doesn't matter that it is a positive number or a negative number, it doesn't matter, and goes up to the element which is given, which up to which the array slicing given, and before one element to the element given. Yes, just in this case we can see that -4 is given here, -5 is given here, so we can just take -5 to -2, and we can take -5, -4, -3, and -2 is non-invalidated. So last position is not included. The most important thing is that last element is not included at all. Always remember that. Now length function returns the length of a string. So if you want to find out the length of a string, as there is a string hello world, there are comma, and there is a sign of comma and space is also there, and a special symbol also there. All these are considered as a character. So in counting, all of these are involved, all of these are also involved. So when you find out length of a, then just count just perform counting operation from starts from h. So hello world, find out the character. Overall 13 characters are there, including space, special symbol, and whatever given in this within double quotes. So output is 13. You can easily count that. H is 1, E is 2, L is 3, and up goes up to last character. Next is lower. Lower method, as the name suggests, lower method returns the string in lower case. So if a string is given already in lower case, there is no effect at all. But if given in capital letters or uppercase, then it will be converted to a lowercase. That is the use of lower function. To use the lower function, first of all, just write the name of the string. In this case, name of the string is a, then put dot operator and then name of the function. Lower is the name of the function, so just apply lower, and you can easily see that the string will be converted into a lowercase. Let's check it. Hello world, in hello world, H is in capital letter and W is also in capital letters. So after applying the function lower, these two will be converted into small letters. Okay, this is the result. Hello world. Now uppercase. Upper is just opposite to that of the lower function. The only difference is that we use upper in place of the lower, same, and the procedure is same. And use of upper, as I told you, that is just opposite to the lower, so it convert all the lowercase letter into uppercase letter. So just write name of the string first. In this case, name of the string is a, then after lower, name of the function. So string will be converted into a lowercase letter. And there is a sign of function, and the sign is parenthesis. So whenever you write parenthesis, it means it is a function here. Just you can see that with upper there is sign of parenthesis. So just check it. What happens when we use upper? So string will be converted into uppercase letter. Run the program. So yes, all the letters will be converted into uppercase. Hello world. You can easily see that. Now first of all, write the just to use this function, just write the name of the string, then dot, and then name of the function. This is a simple syntax to use upper or lower case string or upper or lower case functions. And our next topic is replace. As the name says, replace. Basically it replaces a character with another character, and the use or the syntax of is very similar to the very similar to upper and lower. Just write name of the string first, and then after replace, and within parentheses write the character which you want to replace. In this case we want to replace h with j, so just write h and then comma j, and both write in double quotes to mention that they are the characters. So h will be replaced by j if you use this function. If you want to check it, just always remember that when you perform copy and paste operations, then there may be an error while executing the program, and it is because there is a great role of indentation in Python programming. And if you don't provide proper indentation in a program, then error will be there. As you can see that this, okay, extra space is given here. So this type of error is because there is a space here, and if you want to remove all this space, then program will be successfully executed after that. So just remove it. So until and unless you don't remove all the extra spaces given in that, this program shows you error. So remove this type of EOL, end of line. Error name is EOL, end of line. End of line is not proper. So this is a end of line here. Now program is correct and you can easily execute it. Run module, and then okay, that is a hello world. Hello world is there. So always remember that don't try copy and paste operation in Python programming. It basically not save your time. Sometimes it is there it give you some complications in a program. So try to just write program not to perform copy and paste operation. And second is string concatenation. String concatenation means adding of two strings, and it is done by an operator known as plus operator. So plus operator, as we know, that can add two numbers and it can also add two strings. Suppose A is a string name hello, B is a string name word, and there is operation C is equal to A plus B, then both of the string will be added, and the answer is hello word, without any space between hello and word, because two strings are added to each other and space is not given after hello or before word. So hello word will be printed here. If you write program in interaction and interactive mode, it makes no sense, because in interactive mode you can write only one line. Now okay, this type of error will be given by Python. So just try to write a program in script mode. Now this is a program, you can see here hello world, and just execute it. You can easily see that the output is hello world. Two strings will be added to each other after the execution of that state of that program. So before execution, give the name of that program hello world. Okay, you can see that answer is hello world. So hello world is the answer without any space between hello and word. But if you want to give a space, suppose first string is a name and second is string is your last name, then a space should be given. Then how could this possible to provide a space? So mechanism is very simple. Just write another string between these two, and this is an empty string. So empty string just provide a space to you to separate both these strings. Now in this case you can see that A is a string here, B is also a string word, and C is equal to A plus, and then we use a empty string within a double quotes. So as space is given between these two, and let us check what is the answer. Yes, this is the answer. Okay, go to the stun module and then click on OK button. Hello, what is the answer? Hello, what is the answer? Yes, and we can see that there is a space also, and it is possible because we add an empty string, empty, and within a string there is a space. Actually, when we say that empty string, it is not mean that it contain nothing. It means it contain space. So if we provide two space, then two space will be reflected in your answer. If we provide three space, then three space will be reflected in your answer. So it depends on you that how much space you provide within that string, which contain no character at all. So next our topic is our boolean value, and as we know that boolean value returns only two types of answer. Either the answer is true or false, and you can easily see that value may be a number or maybe a string. A number may be a complex or float, or it may be a binary number or an integer. So let us check what is the output of this program. Here we can see that x is equal to hello is a string, y is equal to 15 is also a number, and we want to execute this program. So just make copy operation here, and then perform paste, and then we can see that then answer will be true. Okay, so both answer will be true, and in first case there is a string and second case there is a number, so it gives us a true value. So why it gives a true value? Because almost any value is related to true if it has some sort of content, and any string is true except empty string. That is a very important point. Any string is true except empty string, and any number is true except 0. Any number is true except 0, and any list, tuple, set, or dictionary. These are basically considered as a sequence data types. So a list, tuple, set, or dictionary are true except empty ones. If they are empty, they return false, otherwise they return true if at least a single character is there. Now our next data type is list. And what is a list? A list is a collection which is ordered and changeable, or we can say the mutable. In Python, lists are written with square brackets. So this is a representation of a string of a list. So representation is done by square bracket. So first of all, if you want to create a list, so some steps should be followed by you. Name of the list is this list, and then assignment operator, and then a square bracket, and then we can see that there are 3 elements all of the same type, and these are the names of from fruits: apple, banana, and cherry, and now they become the part of the list. And when we print this list using a print statement, then output will be apple, banana, and cherry, or in simple words, the list will be printed as it is, as given in this list. So because this list is saved, because this list is saved in variable name this list. The name of the variable is also this list. So let us check. Go to Python programming 3.3, and then IDLE. You can easily see that here. Just perform copy and paste operation, and you can easily see that list is there. Okay, there may be a error, and why there is error? Because you paste it on interactive mode. Interactive mode is designed to perform only a single statement, to execute a single statement only. So here you can type a program and check it. This type of errors most of the time students do in computer labs, so I intentionally do this type of mistakes. So let us check what happens, and the output represent it here and in the forms of list. Now access item. If you want to access the different items of a list, then there is a special mechanism here, and this mechanism is very similar to the concept of a string. And string, each and every character is read in an order, and counting is start from the element 0. Same fashion, list counting is also start with 0 and up to so on. And there is a concept of negative indexing is also in a list, and list slicing is also there. So let us check. If you want to, these are the different elements: apple, banana, and cherry. Apple at 0 position 0, banana at 1, and cherry is at 2. So if you want to access a particular element, give that the location of that list, location of that variable, and then you can easily accessible, and you can easily access that element. And there is also a concept of negative indexing. Indexing always start from -1 and from left to right. You can see that start from cherry and then banana and then apple. The position of apple is -3, cherry is -1, banana -2, and apple -3. And when you print this list -1, then cherry will be printed. Let's check it. Okay, cherry will be printed. You can easily see that. So just try it yourself and check whether they perform it very well or not. Then list slicing. List slicing the same as that of string slicing. It starts from first character and goes up to n minus 1. Goes up to n minus 1, and here n is equal to 5, so it goes to 5 minus 4 1 equal to 4. So 2 to 4 all elements are visible when we execute this statement. You can check it. Make a small program here. If program is already there, then it can be overwritten. It definitely be override by another program. So what is the mistake here? Okay, we don't give a variable name here. Without giving a variable name, a list cannot be initialized here. List cannot be, because we print a variable name this list within print statement, so error will be occurred. You can see that now cherry, orange and kiwi, these three elements are printed and they are at different locations here. You can show that. Sorry for interrupt you, students. So now, okay, you can easily see that apple, berry, banana, cherry, orange, kiwi, lemon, mango. When you put colon sign and then after a number, it means it starts from first element and goes up to that element which is mentioned. In this case 4 is mentioned, so as we know that last element is not selected, and up to that uh, previous one element will be selected, means n minus 1 element will be selected. So if you say that 0 colon 4, so element at position 0, or if you just write colon 4, then 0 is understood. So Python understand it with a counting start from 0. So position element at position 0 and then 1 and then 2 and then 3, all of these are considered or will be printed. You can easily see that. So this is a string here, and when you print this, then 0 at position 0 apple, at position 1 banana, at position 2 cherry, and at position 3, so 0 to 3, it means that element at position 0, at position 1 and at a position 2 and at position 3, all of them are printed when there is a slicing of a list. You can easily see that 4 elements: apple, banana, cherry, and the fourth element is orange. So this is our video regarding to the list data types. In this lecture we discussed some basic concept of a string and a list here. List and string will be discussed in detail in in when we discussed it as a chapter, but here since we our focus is to know about data types, so these are the data types, and there is an introduction part of string and list here. I hope you understand this video very well. Thanks for watching this video.